Hi guys, my name is Phoebe Nupisi and today we will use SharePoint to make some custom queries using postquery and the HTTP request on the SharePoint API. I'm really excited about that and let's get started. What we have on our site, we have SOPs, the SharePoint library that has many documents. I can open some of them. Those are just some random data. SOP about calibration, SOP about conformal coating on materials. We have also another SharePoint library that has also some information about some customer in Word document. This one is not opening. Okay, let's get to one that is opening. Alright, we have, for example, index visual inspection criteria. We have, for example, index workmanship. We have many documents. And also we have NCR codes. For example, tombstoning. These are just some values. And then we have another one, missing component. NCR means non-conformance. Yes, non-conformance record. We will get started by building our Power Automate flow. The Power Automate flow, we will make it an instant flow that we will call as needed just for the purpose of this tag. So we'll click on create and we'll click instant cloud flow and we'll call it search knowledge SharePoint sites. And then we will make it a manual trigger. And then we will give it some inputs. We will have 3 inputs. So the first input will be the query text. And then the second input will be the scope. The scope will be what document library do we need to search on. And then the last one will be the count results. In between 1 and 25 and the default is 5. So here we are, we have our inputs and then we will use those inputs. First of all, what we will do is that we will get the input and we'll sanitize the query. So we'll create a compose action. We'll call it sanitize. And the sanitized query here is just a way for us to make sure that we are safe on the query that we have. So that means if it's, for example, empty string, what do we do? So that's what we will do right now. We will say coalesce means if it's new, take one or the other. So we'll take the coalesce and we will trim it. And then we click on dynamic content and then we click on see more and then we search on query. We trim it, coalesce, empty string. Yes. So once we have that in, That's our sanitized query. And then we will continue to also doing the same for the scope. We search for the action compose again. And then with the coalesce, same we search for scope. And then now we will say that if lower, we will trim it first just to remove the empty spaces. And then we will say that if lower or too lower is equal, so if it's equal to empty, and then if, and then it will be any. The scope will be any. If not, so if it's equal to this, or we will copy the same. Then we close it off. Then we choose any. If not, we will take then we close the bracket. So that's the cop tool. And then we will also do the same for the rows. We do another compose action. We will call it normalize the rows. So now we will say that if let me see, we will say top. That name is easier to remember than count results. So if this is equal to 0, this coalesce is equal to 0, then we'll put 1. If not, we'll put the coalesce. If not, we will take the value. And then once we have that, so the default will be 1 instead of 5. Or we can maybe say 2. So once we have that, we now say another compose final dot rows that if that input is greater than 25, we will put 25, and if it's less than 0, we will put it to 1. Yes. If it's greater than 25, then 25. And then if not if, it's less than 1. So we'll put it to 1. If not, we'll take the value of the normalized rows. Okay, once we have that, we will build our scope query now. We'll do another compose action. So to build our filter query, we will say that if the scope is SOP, the scope is equal SOP, then the query will be, so we will add to the query the path of the SharePoint site. The SharePoint site, for example, for SOP is this. We will copy that and we'll come back to the site. So we have that and we close it. So once we have that, we say now else if. So we just copy the same and this time we'll put NCR code and then we'll copy this as well. And then we'll do the same if. Customer spec. Now, if it's not any of these, we will do all. That means it's equal to any. So if it's not any of these, we will do all. So it will be n path is equal path is equal to SOP, and then path is equal to close the SOP. So we have customer spec, we have SOP, we have NCR code, we have everything. Yeah, so, and then we'll put that in bracket. And then we close the bracket here. Alright, so we have our query. We have built the filter query here. And then after we have built the filter query, what we will do is that we will have the query text. We have another compose action. We call it query text. So the query text will just be the concatenation. So we'll say concat of the queries and attach query. Remember, we have removed the empty spaces, and then we'll concat that and we will add the path, the filter query. So that's our final query text. Once we have that, we will do the HTTP. So we search the action HTTP and we'll click on SharePoint. So when we click on it, we'll take the side. Our side is the main side. So we click the main side. When we search the post request, after the post request, we have API search and we type post query. And then we select all here. We have some headers to add. The headers to add, we have accept application JSON verbose no metadata. So we have that. We also put the content type. And then now we just need the body. So for the body, it's a long body request. So I will put it here and we'll fill it together. So the body of the request, it has the request itself, it has the query text, it has the row limits, it has the properties. I will paste it in the description so that you can also have it and you can use it. So I will just put my final query text here. This query text. For the row limit, I will put my final tuples here as well. And then, yeah, we have everything. Output query text, output row limit, and those are the selected properties that we want. We have the title, and that's the title of the file. We have the path. We have the highlighted summary, the snippet. We have the last time it has been modified. The site name is just a document library. Path, the extension is a file type. It could be Word document, PDF. Right now we only have Word document. Rank is just a ranking of it. And then those are the options. String duplicate, that is true on our side. Once we have that, now the next action will be to extract those rows. So we'll make another compose action. So we'll name this to search query. And then we will add another compose action. Now the compose action will be to take either the content of the search query body that we have acquired by this HTTP request, or to put an empty array that is JSON, because in case there's no result, it will come back to be an empty array. So our magical function that always works, qualets So we will use either the body, and we can have that body. If I click on dynamic content, I can have the body here. For now, I will leave it at body, and I will show you how the body is. Or if there's nothing, we'll take the default JSON NCR. Let's save it. Hopefully there's no error for now. Okay, so we will test what we have now. And we'll click on manual input. It will ask us to sign in on the connection reference for SharePoint to give permissions, and then we'll give a query. Like, let's go to one SOP file, for example, select click talk range calibration. Let's take that as a query. And the scope, we will call the scope SOP. And the top, let's say the top 5. Let's run the flow. If there's any error, we will catch it up right now before we continue. Yes, it says bad request. Let's see what's the issue. It says not well formatted JSON string. Alright, so we have the reason why it failed. It's because of a not well formatted JSON string. So if we come here, we check the JSON parameter body, we see how all the double quotes are escaped with this, the backslash and the quote. Yeah, it's most likely that, wish I could open this more. It's most likely that what we have here, yes, let's try to go. Not all of them have that. So we have, for example, this one, it doesn't have that. Let's replace in this output, let's replace with and then with backslash and then 8. Let's do it and let's see the results. Let's copy again. So it ran correctly now because I have put all the double quote, replace it by backslash and then double quote. So we have everything. Not sure what I'll put here, but let's see. Yeah, so this is the output of that search query, that body. So you notice that on the results we have primary query results. We will copy this, put it on a notepad because we will use it. So I will copy everything and I will put it on a notepad for us to use, but I will pause it to show you. We have custom results, we have relevant results. This is the part that interests us. And then on the properties, we have many properties. We will go to the table, rows, cells. Then you see how we have a title. This is the search. It found the title of that SOP. This SOP, to be precise, 001. And then it takes the path. This is the path of that. And then we have the highlighted summary of it, and then we have the last modified time, we have the site name, file extension is a document, and then we have the rank. So those are the type of details that we will have here. So let's use it right now. We will use that. Let me copy it again. We'll have this as, we'll put it as a compose as well to show us how it looks. So when we click this compose, yes. So this is the body results search query. So we use all this information. So we have that. Now we are extracting the rows. So on here, we will open it and we will add the primary results. This one, we add it here. And then once we have that, we will have relevant result as well. So you see the primary result here is a JSON, and then relevant result is a JSON that has custom result, query ID, query rule ID, and then it has relevant result. We will come back and add that one too. And once we have that, we will do the same. We will keep adding. We will go to table. You see this relevant result, this object start here. If I scroll down, it has many objects. Amongst them we have table, and the table object has a table row. So we'll add table and rows as well. And then we click update. So we have all of that. Those are the rows. So if I scroll down again, you see table, row, cells, and then the cells has the title, the path, the highlighted summary, all the good things that we are looking for. So we will call it body results. So once we have this body result, we will do a select. We will use select to extract each of them. Data operation select, and we'll take that body results, and then we will map the queries. So the first one will take the title. You see on this title, let's come back to the structure. You see on the title, for example, on the cell, we have the title on the cell table, we have the title, we have the path, we have the highlighted summary. I will copy this part. That will be useful to us, all this part. I will copy it and I will add another compose so that we have it close to us so we can use it. We would use the XML path to extract it. Yes, so the formula is we will use XPath, where we convert in XML a JSON, and that JSON will be a concatenation of the root object. We put the quote because it's a string. So we put the root object. So after the root object, we put another object here. So once we have this, we'll put the other JSON that we'll put in string. This table, I will come back. This table of cell. Let me go back to this. This table of cell, we'll put it in a JSON. So we'll put in a JSON of cells that is a table. So that's what we are doing here. So we'll put string, and then we'll have item cell. That's exactly okay. It's like this. Let's come back. I'll show you again. Just to explain to you, it's just a lookup. For those who know how to use Excel, it's just a lookup that we are trying to do. We are trying to extract title in this table of cells, but we treat it as a JSON that starts with our body cells. We already extracted here. This output of body results, where we have taken the body primary result, relevant result tables, rows, so we are there. And then since we have the rows, we're trying to extract, the rows is a table, so we're trying to extract this JSON. That's why we have put the string and we have put the JSON, and then we'll take the item cells as well because it's a table. So once we have that, we close the parentheses and then we close the JSON, and then at the end, after these two parentheses, we will put C, our C that we have, and we'll put the key. We convert it to text from whatever it is, and we'll put title because that's the part we are trying to get. Put title, and then out of here we'll put value, and then we take the text. Yes. So let's save this and run it for the title. Make sure it works before we take the other attribute as well. So we take again the same test manual. So it's giving an error. It says they said the output of this JSON parameter is not valid. Let's correct it. Alright, so I think I found the error, and if I come back to the select, the error was because I didn't put like a comma in between the concat. Concat, for those who don't know, yeah, it combines any number of strings together. That's the first one here. So you need to put comma in between all the text. So now this should be good. So we move to the second item, the path. So let's put second item path. It's the same formula, just that we will replace on the X path, we will replace title by path. And then when we go back here, we have highlighted summary. You see the highlighted summary gives a value. It gives a little more about it. So until reference standard, like here, we give a little bit more text about it, about 55 words. So we will add that too. We call it snippet. And then the right value here. And then we come back, we have the last modified time. Let's add it to it as well. Last modified time. And then after last modified time, we have the site names, file extension, and rank. So we have 3 more. So let's just keep adding them 3, and then we'll modify the key value. So let's copy the site name key. We just want to make sure that we have the right key value. So after site name, we have the file extension. We will call it file type. And then after that, we have the rank. We call it score. And then there you go. So once we have that, it's inside the select. What we will have next, we will just put it as our output. So we will put it as the count, another compose, the count of the result, like how many results do we have? Count results. So we call it the length. Length is the size of this output select. It will give us a count of the results. And then, yes, so if it's 0, we'll know how to put the output. So we have another compose to formulate the message, the result message. Let's call it message. So the result message is that if the count is greater than 0, so if it's greater than 0, we will say that it is found, and we'll give the value to concat found, put the space, we put the length, we put again the space, we put results, and we put in. Now we put the site, let's put first in the query, for the query. Just put the comma. Scroll down. This is the query. And then what else can we add there? And we put the scope. I wanted to put a site where we found the result, but it's not really feasible because we can have many results. So yes, and it can come from any site. In the scope, we also take the scope here, output. And I think, yes, so this is if the result is greater than 0, we have this concat that ends here. I think I closed it the wrong way. This output compose is not at the right place. So this is concat.ncr. If not, we'll put found no matches for your request. Try another query. So we have that. So that's the output message. And then we will return all the results in a response. Request response. I like to use this. It's amazing. So we'll put it as a JSON object. And then we will give found the number of results, the count of results. So we'll put the output of that count result. And then we have query. This is the original query. We put a trimmed one that we had. It is the sanitized query. And then we have the scope. And then we have the message. And then we have the results. The results is the output of select. Yes. So let's save it. Hopefully it works because I didn't put the quotes outside of this. So let's see what it says. If it doesn't work, we will put the quote. So let's search for tooling this time. Have a different query. Let's put SOP. Let's put 5. Let's run the SOP. It worked. Let's see the output. So it tells us SOP, calibration. This is the part, the snippet of it. Yes. And the score is 997. Woohoo! We made it. Let's try another search, guys. Let's search for component and we'll put NCR. Let's try another search. Let's make sure that we have the right name of scope. So for NCR, let's see, for the filter, we called it NCR Codes, so we have to write it the same. Let's put 10. See the output. In this result, we have, it says found 9 result for the query component and scope NCR code. So we have it on the NCR 008, we have it on NCR 009, NCR 022, 012, 006, 007, 011. Yeah, we have 9 results here in great score. So I hope you had fun with me and we'll make more videos together. Let me know if you have an idea of a video you want us to work with, and thank you so much for watching this video. Let me know more comment that you want me to present on my channel, and let's do this together. Ciao.